Good morning, ladies of the Secret Society. We've come to the end of another fabulous year of crafty makes and things, and I just wanted to just go through some of the things we have made, just to remind you of the lovely things that you might not have finished them all, you might not have even started them, but just to remind you of the lovely things that we've done. I'm just going to pop into the bag and we started off very beginning in the year making the lovely little case, the see-through little case, and I use this all the time. It's actually a bit grubby now, and I intend to make another one with other colourway for a non-Secret Society project, but very handy. So we started off with those, and you've got the pencil and you've got badges and all sorts of lovely things to go with that. What else I've got in there? What I can see, that don't forget our patterns. Some of you ladies are a bit too busy sometimes to read your downloads and your free downloads. We noticed that some of you aren't using your vouchers. Your vouchers are still valid that you've been given. So just go back over what you've got and have a little look. I know you're not just sitting there waiting for me each month, and you have busy lives, but don't forget our lovely recipes in here that Mel does, and they're honestly unbelievable. Her recipes are really good. She should be on Bake Off. She's amazing. And this strawberry shortcakes were particularly lovely last month. So look at your recipes or store them in a little recipe booklet for your for the future, because you do, like me, I sometimes forget where they are. So don't forget to go over your little pamphlets or store them in here so you can come back to them at a later date. And then we started making the 12 Days of Christmas countdown, which is absolutely delightful project. So if you haven't finished that, it's time to get that done for Christmas now. Just 12 days on that one, but very lovely. And all of these, I've got, you know that I make samples beforehand, so I've got lots of little samples for these. So I was going to put them on the end of a table runner. I've got a couple of these bits made up as samples, so I was going to make a little table runner. So there's lots of things you can do, little Christmas cards with little your designs, and don't forget your iron-on transfers last up to 6 times hot iron flat surface. You know that by now. So that, I love that. That's delicious. That's a lovely project. Talking about Christmas as well, you also had the little table mat and a little candle mat. They're just large white wine glasses from Tesco's, the best. A little tea light in there, and at Christmas, because it's not far off, just be gorgeous. So you can just get that ready, pop it in the handbag to stitch while you're at the airport on holiday, and you'll be ready for Christmas. That was very nice. We love this block. You had this as a download, I think, or just a pattern. That's a lovely block, and if you did it in other colorways, I was thinking like a bit of a liberty things, make a great quilt. I do intend to make that into a great quilt, but again, a lovely little present. Someone's had a new baby or a wedding. That would be very lovely. So that was a gorgeous project as well. I got you to make your rotary cutter case, didn't I not? But that was for your bag. This is larger than the scissor case. It's a larger size, but that technique is very nice to make things. But I'm going to put my rotary cutter in there, and that will go inside my bag. I have lots of other gorgeous things in this bag, but I can't show you them now. So let's just get to the bag. It was worth the wait. It is worth the wait. The problem we had is that I designed it this size. I wanted it to be this big. I wanted to use a Gladstone haberdashery, which is this big metal frame in it, but nobody in this country or this side of, you know where, had these frames, and we had to have them made. And of course, with the problems in the Middle East and things, we couldn't have them shipped. They had to be flown in the end, and it all got very complicated. But they're here. They're here. We can't be negative. They're here, and they're delicious. And the bag is absolutely stunning. I am delighted. It's everything I thought it would be. You aficionados of Secret Society, you've got all your badges. This will be our 7th year, and we really do appreciate all your support, and that you stuck with us. Lots of you have got 7 of those. I also understand that you ladies are very busy, and a year of Secret Society is most probably enough for some of you, and so you're more than welcome to move on to great pastures new. But we encourage those who love what we do to stay with us and be part of our society. that badge. You've also got a badge as well, didn't you? And also you made the Dorset buttons as well. Look, you made the Dorset buttons as well. So the pattern, we do listen to you. We don't post as often as I'd love to. I'm a really busy girl. We are a tiny, small company compared to the big ones. And we really do work hard to try and please you all. And I know we don't get it right all the time, but I think you can see that this absolutely was worth the wait. But I'm just going to go through a couple of things that we've listened to you on your Instagram that you've been worried about. I thought we had tried really hard to get the photographs right and the directions right, but it's impossible to know how you will all be thinking, and so I'm going to just go through some things. You made the bag panel beautifully, and that's already for the topping to be put on. We couldn't put the topping on at the same time because we weren't sure what size the bags would arrive. We order them, but whether the frame comes at the right size, we don't know. So this piece here, the top of the bag, some of you have had a few little issues with that, and it's I thought the diagram and the photograph was quite nice for cutting out that little section there. So I think you were okay with that little section. We cut it out. Can you see that can they see that, Phil? Can they see that little section there? They cut out beautifully, and you just turned back the edges, and you just folded that one back. So I'll just bring it up a bit higher for you to see. Okay, so that I think you were fine with. You folded this top in half, and the way, honestly, I do think that somebody phoned in to say that they had sleepless nights. They read through the pattern, they couldn't understand it. I don't think you should do that. I think you should take step one, cut 24.5 by 7.5, and fold it in half. I don't think you should read ahead. Without it in your hand, it's difficult to see. Anyway, this is folded in half beautifully, and you've got a nice fold here, and this fold goes against the teeth of the zip. It goes against the teeth of the zip, so it won't move, it doesn't jump around, it's just beautiful. It goes against the tooth, and then you're going to sew that on with a zipper foot. I actually sewed that on with a 1/4 inch foot, but I don't know what machines you've got, so but you sewed close to the teeth. Can you see the fold of the fabric sits close and it doesn't move? We're not doing insertion, we're just putting it to the fold like that. The next bit, once you've sewn that zip on, you've got to have the overhang at the end as well. The overhang at the end. I asked you to open it out and just sew again. That's so the zip is sewn on two times. If we sewed it on the top here, it would mean the casing for the bag handle would have to be bigger, and I didn't want that. So you sew the zip on close to the zip teeth with a 1/4 inch foot, or with a preferably with a zipper foot, and then you open it out and you're going to stitch close in here. And now you do that with both ends. I didn't say that in the pattern, I do apologise, but you do that with both ends. So you've got one long piece with the zip attached, and you're going to do that with the other side as well. Okay, you're going to do the same with the other side as well. And when you come to put it on the bag, it's difficult because I haven't got the bag undone now, because I didn't make two of the bags, but this piece will stitch on here, obviously flat on the table. We'll stitch on here, and when you flip it up, you will see that the zip is at the top, is on the top. Do you see that? Can you see that nicely there? So you're going to only sew one side. Now somebody has said that the zip was the wrong way round. I knew where I was going with it, so and there's no wrong side or right side with this fabric, but you just have to make sure that you check before you sew. You're going to stitch it to the top of your bag patchwork, and just check that your zip, when you fold it up, is the right way, and you can see that it will be the right way. Okay, that was one little query. And then you're going to do the same with the other side, which is your lining. You're going to attach that to your lining. No one seemed to have a problem with that. That's fine so far. The other query that we noticed on Instagram or Facebook was that you were worried about, some of you were worried about sugar bag bottoms. They're dead easy. They're incredibly easy, and they're this part of the bag. Look, they're this part of the bag. this little bit here. Can you see? It looks like a sugar bag bottom, a paper bag. I don't think we have sugars in bags like that, but that's the base of the bag, and that's very easy to do. Once you've seen it once and you've got it in your mind, you'll be fine. Let me show you that. So so what I asked you to do was I asked you to cut out a square in the bottom of your bag and your linings. And there's a nice picture as well. I keep double checking to make sure that the pictures are right. So the square is in here. Look, there's a rectangle there and a square here and here. Okay, so you've cut those out. It does say there, and it's got the diagram there for you. And once you've cut them out, you're going to do something very nice. So it's I've sewn everywhere. You're going to put your hand inside, and you're going to squash the bottom seam onto the top seam, and you're going to stitch across there. Let me just get a pin. I'm making a terrible mess. Well, I make a terrible mess wherever I am. My husband's nodding. And that creates the sugar bag bottom. Do you see that? That creates a sugar bag bottom. Woo! So let me show you that again. You've cut out your corners, you've cut out the squares it says to make up the bag, and it's that diagram there. It's this diagram here, darlings. And you are just going to put your hand inside, and you'll have to do this on all four corners, and you are going to line up the bottom seam with your side seam, and you're going to pin across, and that should, do you see, makes your sugar bag bottom, and that makes the bag very nice and boxy. Do you see that? Beautiful. Okay, so we've just got one other little thing to address, and this is the frame. I can always come back to it another time, and if you've got any more queries, we're always here to help. You're going to take out one of the screws. The frame is sprung loaded. That's a very important thing to remember. It's sprung loaded, and without us, I'm not technically minded or engineering minded, there is a little spring in here. It doesn't look like a spring, but it is. And look, it's sprung loaded, and it pulls out under tension. Yeah. So you're going to take out a little screw here. Oh, this is the worst thing, to not lose them. And it's still under tension. It's still under tension at this stage. So you need to grab a little bit of, you don't need these pliers, any pliers will do, and just take out the thing. But it's under tension, so it comes out with a ping, so watch out. And you only need to do one side. There are two sides to the frame. You only need to do one side, and you're going to take those two ends, and you will be threading them through the casing on the bag. You've got a nice big casing that you've made on the bag, and you'll be threading them through the casing on the bag. So that's how it looks in the bag, one each side. So don't take the other one off, it's not necessary, because you can thread them through. Now I have made the casing nice and big, so that's easy for you, because I realised it's a bit of a struggle initially for me. I've made the casing larger than I made it on here, but if you think you can do this, you can make your casing a little bit tighter for a tighter fit. So just remember that the casing is very easy. And now what you've got to do is you need to stand it up. The bag will be on it. You've got lots of bulky bagness here, and you need to line them up together like this, and then you need to squeeze them together with your pliers. It's quite handy to have an extra pair of hands at this stage. You squeeze them together to get the spring back on, and you pop that back inside. You have to a bit of a jiggle around, and that pops back inside. But you have to make sure that I thought I had very good photographs actually. I thought that was quite good. You must squeeze it tight so that they line up, and I can see that they're all lined up. You might need an extra pair of hands to help you with that. it absolutely does work, and it's the squeezing that helps. So, you know, I can see it's all lined up, so the little thing will go back inside there, and then you screw it on. That's a bit of a fiddle, and you need a friend perhaps to help you with that. But practice before you put this in your bag. Practice before you put that in the bag, and then once you've done that, it's magic, absolutely magic. Right. I'm going to call it a day for now because I know it's a long video too for you to watch. If you need any other videos, I am away for a week now, but when we come back, Harry will do this again for you and to make sure that you get these made. The worst thing for me is that you gave up. You give up because you couldn't do it, because you can do it. Everyone can do. It's a hell of a bag. It's a hell of a bag. It's a beautiful piece. And I'd hate you to give up because you just couldn't finish it off at the last minute. We're here to help you, so always email in, and don't forget, kindness does matter. Bye bye, ladies.